Hello, we are continuing with our hammer project, and we fixed the car body fasteners. Normally with these RC cars, the factories use screws to mount the car bodies on the chassis, but sometimes they break down, and here is the solution. I did these clips with hooks to keep this car body on the chassis. So you can see we apply 2 mounts here and 2 mounts here. As we're going to change the battery position from the bottom into the car body on top, I thought it would be really comfortable to have these clips. And in any case, the mounts, the plastic mounts that the factory plastic mounts that were used in this car were broken, and I had to think of this solution. So to detach the car body from the chassis, in this case you only need to remove these clips with one movement, and you don't need to use any screwdriver, while in a regular standard design these cars would have screws that would be screwed from the bottom through small holes, which are not very easily accessed. You have to have special screwdrivers to be able to access the screws and to remove those screws, so they're not very comfortable to have. And as I'm going to replace the batteries and put these batteries inside of the casing, I need to have an easy access to that space. So now this case can be removed just with one movement. And that's how it's done. So the batteries will go here, so I don't need to unscrew the car casing anytime I need to do anything with this space or change batteries when they run out. And as you can see, we have these hooks placed in this position, and you see these plastic bars where the screws normally would go from bottom to the top and would be screwed into this car body and keep it mounted on the chassis. And these plastic bars would be placed also here. Now you don't see them, but there would be one bar here coming out, another plastic bar here coming out, and 2 bars here like this one. So these are the kinds of plastic support bars that are used normally in these RC cars. So they sometimes break down if a kid just steps on the car, or if you apply too much power on the car, you can break them. Or if the car body breaks, like this has been cracked once, and also the support bar broke down, so I lost actually some mounts on this car body. So how to attach it to the chassis? So my solution was to put these hooks on it. To do that, I used just regular loop mounts, which you can buy in any hardware store. They look like this. They're pretty long, and I had to modify them a little bit based on the car dimensions and place them inside of the plastic bars, making holes in them. Depending on how you want them to be placed, and depending on how you want to put your clips in, you choose the direction of the hook. The next thing you need to do is to bend this metal hook in accordance with the dimensions. And one of the tricks to do that, I mean, it could be a difficult operation, but you bend it in the way that you get this kind of a part. And then you need to make a hole in this plastic support so that this hook gets into it like this. And if you noticed, one part you have a hook and the other part is shorter and it's a little bit bent, so that when it goes into the plastic bar, it applies pressure and doesn't let this hook come out. So you put it in and it gets stuck in this plastic bar and it doesn't go out. One of the challenges is to make sure you cut this part in the correct dimension. In my case, what I did was to use a regular nail, a long nail, put it inside, and then put the casing on. Get this nail through the casing, through the car body, and when you fix it in a correct position, just mark it with a marker and use the marker for metal surfaces so that you don't erase it. So this is used for plastic, for crystal, for metal. That's kind of a marker you want to use. Once you get the marks on it, you will know where the hook and the loop should be. So let's say I mark it this way, then I put this detail and do the marks on this detail, and then the next thing is that you take the pliers, you bend it according to your marks, then you cut it, and then you cut it here so that you get the same part. And then if the dimensions are okay, you try it on. You try the hook on the case, on the car body, and then if you need any changes, you just bend it again. This part is really easy to work with. And the only thing you need to do is just to then, when you get everything done, you just fit the casing on. And it slides in like this, and then you just put the clips in. And it looks nice and tidy. And now it's really easy to manipulate with. You can remove the car body from the chassis, change the batteries, and put it back. So the next step for this car will be to replace the batteries and improve power.